is. It's like on one side, it's like I'm his wife, and it seems like, you know, I'm gonna do whatever I can for him to win. But at the same time, I have like all this built up,
like
it's
resentment.
like a love hate.
Yes.
I have for my husband. You know, so people saw the picture where I had like the razor to his throat.
It was
or
like
whatever,
color purple,
so,
like ah.
yeah. So they can get an idea of the fact that it's like he's my husband, but we have this thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
There's a lot
I
of
love
history.
that about her. And, you know, it was cool. Like when I first auditioned for the show, you know, obviously, you know, I did audition for a different role. And at first, when, you know, the scheduling conflict happened, and I was like, oh my God, I hope that this is gonna work. And when you guys had the other opportunity, the other role came up, I was like, actually, she's even better fit, you know, for me, for just like a natural, you know, fit, it wasn't like my personality or whatever. But, you know, when it comes to acting, you're not necessarily going to be who people know you to be. So it just was like, I was just happy.
No, it was great. And I loved, you know, obviously we have different writers of the scripts, but I get to do my pass on scripts. And because once you were cast, and I think it's with everyone in the show, like whether it be Luke or Lala, you know, or you or the kids, I have an understanding of how people do their cadence, how they speak. And so I got to really be mindful of you saying these words. And so it was actually cool when I was working on scripts, I get to hear your voice and like, how would this feel? How would this flow? And then we have some scenes, there was some scenes where we have like, you know, we don't have that many scenes together, but there was a time when I was on set and I got to actually work with you during a scene. So I'll let you, like, would you like to talk about what that was like? Even if it was like shitty, you could say like, but I got to get in there a little bit.
Well, no, I thought it was great when we got a chance to work together. I know the first time that you came on set, I'm not going to lie, I was like super nervous, right? Because I was like, oh shit, the boss is here. Like, like okay, I got to be on point. And I love the fact that you gave me direction, like, because you were obviously, you know, watching the scene, you know, giving us, you know, our pointers on what you think need to be changed. And some of the things that you told me, you was like, do it uncomfortably fast. That's what you told me. And it stuck in my head for the rest of the time I was there. Because, you know, sometimes when we're, you know, going back and forth and we're in the scene, sometimes we could take too many pauses or too many breaths. And you was like, do it uncomfortably fast. And okay.
Right. And look, I'll own that I stole that from somebody else.
Oh,
because,
really?
And this is gonna sound like a name drop. Don't mean it to, but that came from Steven Spielberg when I was working with him.
Well,
okay. No, but working on Ready Player One, that was my first like movie, and obviously I decided to soak up as much as I could while I was on that set. And that's the thing that he would have us do. And it was a very interesting exercise. And what I learned about it is that I think what he was trying to do was to get us out of our heads, you know, and it's such a easy way. So for other actors out there, it's a very cool little tip. I mean, obviously if the director doesn't want you to do that, like don't do it. But like when you're running lines with people, it's a great way to stop overthinking the scene. It's a great way just to kind of go like, just say the words. Like, and because what happens is then you sort of do whatever feels natural. You don't have time to think about it. And it also requires you to be super prepared, because when Steven would say, okay, go super fast, I don't want to be the person tripping up on my lines. So I was like, okay, I got it. But I think you probably felt the thing that I felt the first time I did it, where I was like, oh, okay, that's freeing. And then you get to find things when you do it again, it's not super fast, you're not out of your head and you get to play with it. So I'm glad that worked for you, because I remember it worked for me. It's like, 'cause I can be so in my head sometimes, you know.
It definitely worked for me for sure, because
when you're in a scene,
like I had to remember, like when it's just in our everyday conversation, it's not like we taking a lot of pauses, a lot of pauses. I'm just like, what, you know, it's coming off the dome real quick. So I just had to think of it that way.
How was it working for your TV husband? Or working with your
TV husband.
Yes.
Curtis, he's dope. Duda, first of all,
Melina Mitsukas is in the building talking shit. She's like, Lita, name drop it. What's up, Melina? Go ahead.
I was a fan of the show before I came on the show. So when I found out that I was gonna be Duda's wife, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be dope. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And Curtis is super cool. I felt like a lot of times it made it easier for me to play off of him, because he's so good. Like, he's so good at what he does. And so sometimes he'll bring something out of the scene that makes me be like, you know.
He's really great. Like, he'll surprise me. You know, he does things that, you know, because, you know, what, we write it and we have an idea of how we think it's going to go or feel, but we really are leaning on you guys to bring things to it that we don't even know is there.
Yeah.
And you guys are really good at that. Yeah. And
and he thinks it through a lot, and he'll say some things to, you know, like, to me, he'll be like, let's play it this way, or it may be something totally different than the way I was seeing it in my head, you know. So I'm like, okay, let's roll. Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah, so, and Melina's in here trying to say, she's like, hold up, who's the best director you've ever worked with? So okay, here comes Melina. She said it was dope to see Kandi's personal journey on The Real Housewives coincide with her performance on The Chi, which is true. And I'll give a little bit of what Melina does, which I love, and it's so true, because she has directed me, but also I got to watch her direct a lot on Queen and Slim. She really is about people bringing their stuff to the character. You know, she's like, give it to me. Like, don't hold back. And I think that was such a great thing as well. Because the thing is, like, sometimes you forget because you're so busy trying to be the character. But then it's like, sometimes you want to make sure you're bringing yourself to the character, which will make it feel more human. So what about yourself did you bring to Rosalind? Uh-oh, Curtis in the building. What up, Curtis?
What about myself did I bring to... I definitely felt like a lot of times my attitude came through, like my bossy attitude. Because, like, well, what I'm saying is, like,
what up, Jacob?
Rosalind, to me, she's a very bossy woman. Like, she's not like just the run of the mill chick that Duda could fuck around with and just fuck over. Like, she, you know, she's that bitch when she walks in the room. And I feel like when I do business with people, that's who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I brought that to the table. But there are other moments. You know, I don't know what's coming.
But
there are other moments that I
definitely
I felt that I brought myself to the table as well. Like,
you did. And is it interesting because obviously people got to see you talk about being on The Chi on Housewives? Was it because it's I don't know if this is not a new chapter for you, but this was a chapter in your life. Like, you really did step onto a show and it was a new thing for you. How was it for you sharing that with the girls? Was there some girls that were maybe happier for you than others? Like, is it a tricky thing when you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to go be on The Chi? Are they sometimes looking like, okay, well, let's see what this is about to be? Or is there some people that are like, that's amazing, I'm so excited, I can't wait to watch? Everybody has sometimes a different reaction to it.
In my face, at least, everybody was positive and everybody was like excited for me. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I did talk to them about the fact that I had to do a sex scene on the show. You know?
Correct. That was not with me.
Right, it wasn't with you. But initially, when I first got the role, they told me that there may be more than one scene.
Right.
So I did talk to the girls about that, and they had jokes for days.
That we would maybe be in an entanglement, you and I.
Yeah, we maybe we're gonna have to be in an entanglement on the show, right? Exactly.
Yes.
That entanglement word has been taken over this week.
Oh yeah, it means something totally different now.
Exactly. So yes, some of my girls on the show was like, oh, they would have loved to do the role to be in an entanglement with you, Lena. So, but for me, I was more thinking like, okay, you know, it's funny in theory when you're talking about it to a friend, like, girl, if I was you, I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that. But when you know that you're the one that's actually got to do a scene in front of a room full of people,
right? A crew, like,
and and you know that you got a husband,
right?
You know, like, we talked it through. So this is the thing. Me and my husband, we talked it through, and you know, he knows how, you know, much, you know, that this part of my life and my part of my career of growth, this is something that was important to me, and it's important to him because he wants me to elevate, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, when I told him about the role, and, you know, it may require certain things, and he was like, okay. He was like, okay, well. At first he was like kind of hesitant, and then he was like, nah, you do your thing, he was like, and you better make it look real too.
I love how it goes from to okay, don't embarrass me now.
Exactly.
Don't
So I had
crazy.
that playing in my head, and it was so funny because it's like it was. I think the first week I went, or the second week I was there.
Yeah, they threw you into the like Lions Den. You were like in it.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And let's also like make it very plain for people. I think people have this romanticized idea of like what filming of like a sex scene is.
No.
It is probably like the most awkward thing. Like we make sure, you know, we have closed sets, there's intimacy coordinators. Like it is so choreographed because you have to make sure people are comfortable, you know, but also, yes, we obviously want the scene real. And there are some shows I watch where there's like sex scenes and I'm like, what the how this looks so real. Like I don't even know, because like we are a little bit more like we ain't, you know, we're like as PG, it ain't power. You know, it's like we still a little PG.
Little cushion in between you.
Yeah, it's like clothes beyond. But it's jarring. And I think it can be fun and people like talking about it. But sex scenes in reality are like the worst thing to shoot. They're the worst.
Have you done one before?
No, I haven't, but I've been a producer and where we have to film them. And more often than not, like I don't have to be on set for that. Because we try to do what we have to do, a closed set, which is like if you don't have to be there, like basically we try to keep it as bare minimum as possible. And so for me, it's awkward for me, even if I'm not in it. I'm like, if you're on set, you're like, this is the most awkward thing ever. So I'm glad we can kind of burst that bubble. You know, we got a lot of shy family here. Jacob Lattimore said you did a great job. Jacob Lattimore is going to give you love. Aisha Hines is in here sipping tea because we said entanglement. What are you excited about for people to see that your character has coming up without revealing too much? Because I really do love how your character, she really like unfolds, and we get a chance to see more of her in the coming episodes, as you know. But what are some things you're excited for people to see with Rosalind?
I think one of my favorite times, and I don't think this will be given too much, but when Duda's mom comes.
Oh, that shit was crazy. I've seen that cut, and I was like, this is good. Yeah, I felt bad. We're like,
I haven't seen anything.
Oh, no, it's good. It's good.
Got it.
I was like, okay. Yeah, and I think I also want to make clear too, you know, I think I try to be as protective of people as possible and make sure they just come off great. It's like, obviously I can't be on set every single day. Obviously I was on set some days for you, but I want to make sure people look great and come off great. And I was really mindful because you were new to the show and to the family. I was like definitely paying attention to your scenes and how I was writing things. And I couldn't be prouder of the work that I've seen you do. And I think it's a testament to Carmen Cuba, who was like, no, there's something here. She really is taking this seriously. And you did. It's such a collaboration, because even though you're in Chicago and I'm working on scripts in LA, when I see the cuts, I'm like, wow, yeah, this is really translating. This is really great. And that's why I was so happy to have some time with you on set, just to kind of say, okay, here are some thoughts. Here's what I like. And people really do have a lot to look forward to with your character coming up. For real.
Thank you.
For real. Now, are you, because I know you enjoy acting and you have so much fun with it. Is that something you want to continue to do more of? I know you got a lot going on, but like, how are you going to try to just make space for it when you can?
Definitely making space for it. Definitely.
Yes.
I just feel like it's like really has been a lifelong dream for me that I would say that basically I'm really just now started going hard for it. You know what I mean? Like it was something that I wanted long time ago when I was younger. You know, like I went to performing arts school for drama. You know?
I never knew that. I never knew that. I know the music. But you know, and the other things obviously that you've done, but I just had no idea. Yeah.
Well, yeah, nobody really knows that because it's not like I never really went after it like how I wanted to, as much as people saw with me in music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that being said, lately, I mean, I've just been doing hella auditions.
Nice. A lot of self tapes. I'm assuming, like just like self tapes.
Yeah, obviously, because right now we can't do.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, but that's
Yeah,
also crazy. It's like, when do people shoot anything? I don't know. When I'm shooting half the shit. Like,
That's why I'm like, but it's been a lot of auditions for people not to know when they're gonna start back filming.
I mean, I think because the truth is, you can cast somebody and just like try to get that part done. I think people are trying to do as much as they can up until the point where it's like, okay, now let's go shoot something. So it's like, why not?
Well, but one thing I will say, you know, and I said thank you to you before, but when I tell you, like, I'm dead ass serious, like, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Like I said, I don't talk about a lot of things until I actually have them. But there's actually been, I wouldn't say what it was, but on another show that I actually had the part, everything, you know, or the producers, everybody decided that I was the one they wanted. And then the network didn't approve me because I was on a reality show. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it was
offline. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say.
But, yeah, so when I tell you that situation was heartbreaking for me.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good ass show, too. So,
damn. That sucks.
So, yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I appreciate the fact that you did not allow the whole reality star thing deter you from saying, yo, like, I'm gonna give her a shot. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And that's, of course, and that's what I also want to really reiterate to people. You earned it. It wasn't no, like, oh, you know, because yes, we had communicated before, but there was never no conversation around this. It was a genuine, you auditioned, you were great, and we were like, let's do this. This is cool. This is interesting.
I have a lot of friends who, you know, are, you know, in power positions, but I never ask anybody to just give me a role. Like, I always just do auditions. I don't want anybody to give it to me. I want it to feel like it was earned, you know?
Yeah, which I respect. I really, really respect that, because I've had to earn everything I guess. So it's like, okay, I see you. Yeah. I see what's up. And then people are asking what lip color you're wearing or what lipstick you're wearing, because of course it's like,
and that is so funny. It's actually the new color that I'm releasing this fall for.
Here we go.
For Kandi Cosmetics.
This is like the bruh man of women. You're like, look, okay, so I'm now selling.
No, I have
custom masks.
Kandi Cosmetics, and
come through.
I have a portion of it. It's called Pretty Powerful. It's like, it was a special color that I was doing for my line. Okay. And so I was gonna release the second Pretty Powerful, which is coming in the next couple months. So
I love that it's your lip color. That's like classic. I thought you were about to say, oh, this is like MAC, Fenty, something classic. Oh, so this is, I've now got a new lip color.
It's really mine.
Classic. That's amazing. Okay, there you have it. Before I let you go, though, I do want to ask, is music, are you done? Like, are you still?
No.
Okay. Because I'm